Welcome to the party, pal!
You do this to me. You even changed your name on the
I did. I'm Grogu.
Grogu. Spoiler!
Okay, I mean, if you're not at that point yet.
It's been 2 weeks. You're not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that overshadows my joke. I was going to put like 5 warheads in my mouth, but
It's still there. It's fine. If you need to
save it for later.
down,
You Sonny. Never.
I got water. Hey! Welcome to the party, pal.
Oh my God. We got this. Oh.
I love the best part of this is these are all visual jokes and who's listening has no idea what we're doing.
No idea.
Not a clue. Not a thing. Not a freaking clue. Why are you freezing?
Okay.
All right. Party pal.
Good.
I think, yes, maybe. You're like,
Maybe. I'm jittery.
yeah, you are. I'm jittery. I don't know what's wrong. We just can't. We have new internet and everything. It's better, and I don't know why it's not working.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine. Oh, hello. Hello, dog friend.
he's back.
He's back. Dote.
Oh.
He's naked.
Oh no!
Yes.
Can't show him. No, he's naked. You can't.
We're censoring this.
Okay, there he is.
Collar on because
Hello, buddy.
we have a backyard now, so we don't need to like have him, on a leash all the time.
Pooping on the floor.
All right, pooping on the floor.
He doesn't poop on the floor. He's a good boy.
He's a good guy. He used to poop on the floor.
Yeah.
He's learned.
As we all did.
Sweet. I'm trying to remember if I've ever pooped on the floor.
I know at some point when I was like 3, I pooped in the shower because mom was mad.
Everybody does
And I
that.
have it. It's in my head. I don't know what that is.
I pooped in my pants.
I've never done that. That's gross. Okay, anyway, it's Merry Christmas.
Party. He's fine. He's fine. Wife is making sure the dog's not irritating me. So we are 3 minutes in and we haven't even introduced what we're doing. Welcome to the Party Pal. This is a podcast between us, the Loomer Brothers. I'm Preston Loomer.
I'm Nathan Loomer.
And we talk about movies. We watch movies and then we talk about them. And this time we are doing unusual Christmas choices.
Woo!
These are for all those people who are like, I don't want to watch the ones that everybody watches every Christmas. I want something fresh.
Yeah.
So
No more Home Alone.
Yeah, no Home Alone, no Christmas Story, no Wonderful Life. This is just best of Christmas.
Yes.
We each picked 3. I picked Die Hard, Black Christmas, and In Bruges.
Bruges. I picked Gremlins, Batman Returns, and Jumanji.
And we're going to go in order of, so we have a couple of things we got to do this time. One, we have to determine, is it actually a Christmas movie, or did we... that it was a Christmas movie? We have to, if we think it is, we have to find a way to justify why it is a Christmas movie.
Yes.
We're going to go in order from least likely to be a Christmas movie to most likely to be a Christmas movie. And I will let Nate pick what he thinks is the least Christmassy.
This is a toss-up. My bottom 2 are probably... I'm going to probably go with In Bruges, but...
I don't know if I think I would have gone with a different one, but I will give it to you.
I was debating between that or Jumanji.
We'll go with
I
it.
don't know if you...
About Jumanji. We can put them pretty even. Hey, Dodie, get out of there.
Okay.
All right. So In Bruges is a 2008, I think, dark comedy. which
Yeah.
written by Martin McDonough, who played the Pillow Man, or if you've seen the movie Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, he's that guy. Irish,
that guy.
and he wrote this movie about two assassins who are hiding out in Bruges, which is in Belgium, around Christmas.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite movies now. I've never heard of it. I'm so happy you brought this to my attention.
Oh, I know. I was like, this is way funnier. If you told me two assassins in Belgium around Christmas, my whole thought this could be as funny as it was.
Yeah. I think it's got Colin Farrell, who is a face that I see and go, what movie has that guy been in weird for some reason? I don't know. I know him, but I don't.
And then Brendan Gleeson is the other one, who, if you've seen Harry Potter, Mad Eye Moody.
He's so underrated. He's so good.
Trump in it. And I was like, I want to see it, because I watched a behind the scenes thing and it was really good. It was like a really good impression.
Oh God.
It's like Colin.
Then as the villain.
Oh yeah, and then because Nate froze.
Oh, sorry, I'll leave you go.
No, it's not. You froze. I was trying to cover.
Oh.
Ray Fiennes as the bad guy. Yeah, for Ray Fiennes.
Oh boy, that's my boy.
It's probably the best line in the whole movie when he screams at his wife.
Yeah.
You're yelling at an inanimate object. You're a fucking inanimate object. He does it, and then he apologizes for it later. Really?
Well, it's what I love. It's what I love about his character. I'm like, oh shoot, all going is like that he's like such a bad guy, but like has so many morals. Like I know it's like the joke of the character because of the ending, but
and that whole idea of he killed a child. He thinks he killed a child at the end of the movie, but he actually just killed a dwarf in a schoolboy uniform. If easily offended, this is not a movie to watch for you.
Yeah.
Really gruesome. But they insult a lot of different people. They're kind of racist, kind of prejudiced against certain people. I had like one quip with it, which is when Colin Farrell does the thing in the church. Spoilers. Colin Farrell shoots the kid in the church. The kid's note is in
the first scene.
Yeah, kid's note is in.
Yeah.
Why is the kid's note in English? They're in Belgium.
I don't know. All movies take place in English. It's just
right.
Like.
I will also say, and I'm not going to advocate for this. Don't use the C word ever. But my gosh, the British know how to make that word hilarious. Whereas like when we're just rude.
I know. If I say it with my accent, I feel like the meanest person on earth. And so
say it, I was like, it comes up in this, it comes up in Game of Thrones a lot. I was just like, this is super funny. And I don't know why, because it's a really offensive word. There's a thing when I took my training class in college, they talked about how the British know how to swear in a way that doesn't sound angry. Like Americans are always angry when we swear. We're always like, but they're like, fuck.
Lightly.
And Colin Farrell is the guy who taught me how to do an Irish accent. Like, if anyone who wants to do accents, this is the movie to watch to do an accent.
That's the definition of an Irish actor. And
you forget he's Irish when he's not in Irish things.
Oh, am I gone again?
There, I see you.
Have I died?
Died. I'm waving at you. Can you see me?
Did I die?
Now you've died.
Yeah, I can't see you though. That's not good.
I see your face. I'm trying to move. I don't know why our internet's having such problems. We're gonna try a thing. Oh, that's why I'm downloading the game. I'm gonna pause that. Pause downloading Dead by Daylight.
Oh, that might be it.
Yeah. Don't need it.
Okay.
I have it on my phone. I never play it. I don't know why I'm still downloading loading all the mods when they come out. No, I think
I
it's
know.
best dialogue of any of the movies we watched. I think it's like quick, it's funny, it's witty. I laughed more in the first 5 minutes of this than I did at the Emoji Movie. So
You don't get me.
I don't. Cinematography in that final scene is so good. When they
the movie in general looks good.
Yeah.
But
I think there's probably things that could have been better. I don't think it's like a top tier movie, but I think it was really fun. And I think if you want like a good dark humor laugh, this is a good choice.
Yeah. Although all it made me want to do was watch Hot Fuzz. It gave me those vibes. I know it's set somewhere in a British place, so
that's it. That's the best comedy ever.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it's not a cliffhanger ending. What's it called? Ambiguous.
Ambiguous, yeah.
Ending, which I don't know if I loved for this, but didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was kind of like, I mean, I think it's a staple of dark comedy that nobody really wins.
Yeah.
After like the end doesn't always end well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it tried to put a moral into it really late in the movie that didn't.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't play out.
Mm-mm.
No. Yeah. There were a couple scenes where I was like shocked. Like the suicide scene was genuinely like, oh shit.
Yeah. It just happened.
Well, they showed
so quick.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I wasn't expecting that.
I guess I didn't think I kept forgetting it was Christmas, maybe because of how dark it was at the Christmas vibe.
They reference Christmas and they say they're like around Christmas like a couple of times, but they don't.
Yeah.
Christmas is not a part of this movie other than the fact that it takes place at like late December.
Yeah.
So
it's Christmas.
Is it a Christmas movie? No.
No.
I think it's a movie you can watch at Christmas, but it is.
Yes. Oh, I think if we went with your other choice, it would have been more Christmas.
That one's definitely, but I won't say what it is in case we do it in the future.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, other one.
That one. The other one you guys don't know about.
Yeah. Now people are gonna, or people who watch us are gonna go and look at Christmas movies around Christmas or to in Bruges.
There's a lot of them though. Like when I look up lists of like to find mine, there's like 50.
Mine did too. Yeah. There's I will say I do love the ongoing joke that Bruges is like the worst place to be.
Yeah. It's like purgatory for them. It's like.
Which is interesting because I mean I didn't know it was a real place until this movie came out. So
yeah, sorry you people, your boring lives.
Real place. So that's on this one.
Same.
Cool. So the one that I think is the next least Christmassy is definitely Jumanji.
Yeah. Probably should have gone. It was really this was a tie between these two for me. So
and the reason I think that is because it's not really about Christmas. There's just that scene at the end that happens.
Very end. I thought the beginning part was at Christmas too, which is not. So it's really not till the end.
The end of the school year.
Oh.
Jumanji. I'm assuming you meant the original. So yes. Ones with The Rock. Aren't bad, but
no,
they're not the first one.
Yes.
The Jumanji notably is the classic board game of evil movie. Robin Williams, Bonnie Hunt, young Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
And that kid whose name I can't remember.
I can never remember. I know he's in other things. I don't care.
Supporting roles with Bebe Neuwirth and David Allen Greer and Jonathan Hyde.
Yeah.
But I'm freaking loving this. I love Jonathan Hyde. I want him in more stuff.
Yeah.
He was in a production of King Lear that I watched, and he was awesome. But I love the choice that they said, let's make him the same, let's cast him as both Alan's dad and Van Pelt, so he represents the both sides of that man up philosophy.
Which I love the villain in this movie. Something's creepy about the hunter. For like when I was a kid, I was like, that's probably all these animals everywhere. I just don't want to be hunted. That's terrifying.
This is the first movie that ever scared me bad enough that I had to turn it off and stop watching it.
Oh gosh.
Like 5. But then when he gets sucked in the game and the bats came out the chimney, I was like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
5 years.
Just can't. I know. Like I was the kid who went to a store that had like the fake Jumanji game, and I didn't buy it because I was like, I'm too worried. Like I'm like if something happens.
That game is boring.
Yeah, it's just you just roll dice and there's events.
Okay, so I said if it wasn't for the fact that the game is trying to kill you,
yeah,
a real lame board game.
Yeah, what is it?
And this is all I'm gonna say. If it was like people like us playing this thing, we would just be like speed throwing those dice back and forth.
Oh yeah, there's no way. That's the thing you want to yell at the screen. Every time they roll the dice, they sit there like roll.
What's coming? And I'm sitting there going, just to pick them up and roll again. Kill you if you finish.
Yeah, I wish though there was some good rewards. Like you roll it's like $5. Like oh, just randomly
gold or some shit. I do love.
Yeah.
I do love the belt scene when he gets the big like rifle. I was like, this is the most America scene.
Yeah.
Walks in, drops a bunch of coins from God knows where, and the gun shop's just like, cool.
Yeah.
What do you? No license, no permits. You don't need to prove anything. You can have whatever you want. And I was like, America, man.
Oh, America. The graphics, every time I rewatch it, they don't hold up as well as they used to. They're not terrible, but
the CGI stuff's not great. The practicals are actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
The plants are really cool. The lion actually looks really good when it's CGI lion.
I don't like Monkey Boy. I hate that effect. I've always hated it.
But I hate too that they have that stupid scene where he goes to get the axe and he's like the axe on the door and then he looks at the camera like, "Dude," and you haven't done that bit the whole movie. So you wait till the last like 20 minutes to be like, oh, self-referential joke.
Oh God.
It's not as good as I remember it as a child.
Yeah.
And I actually, and this is probably the most controversial thing, I actually think that the sequels may be better made.
Maybe, yeah.
I think the one thing this has going for it really is Robin Williams. And it's because he's so energetic that I'm like, I believe that is a 12-year-old who got into a game for 20 years and came back out and hasn't matured at all.
Yeah. I do. This is a movie I like the ending of. I like the last one. I love the board games more, I guess, teaching you about like, because it resets your life basically. You go back to when you started playing. It's kind of feels like, is the board game like a moral test? Like, is it showing you like I don't fully know, but
I will say this though. There is no way that they would still be living in that town working in the shoe factory and that Bonnie Hunt's character wouldn't have Biff from Back to the Future 2 every sporting event she could remember.
Oh yeah. No, it doesn't make sense.
I'm just sitting there going, you got 26 years of just knowledge. On presidential races, I'd be betting on when people, like moments in history.
I feel like though, if I went back, if I got to go back in time, I'd forget. My betting, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't remember who wins.
I remember enough. Like you could probably remember like where Olympics were hosted and obviously who became the president. Especially when it was like offshoots, because I know that like Bill Clinton was was a dark horse candidate. Yeah. So if you turned around and like Bill Clinton's going to be president, everybody was like, no, okay, Ronald Reagan, the actor.
Gosh, there are people.
Reference.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't have too much to say about this movie
no, yeah.
because yeah.
I wrote a Jumanji show when I worked at the children's theater
Yeah.
a few years ago. I turned it into an app because that was right around when Pokemon Go came out. So
Yeah.
like, oh, what if it's like an AR thing?
Yeah.
Find stuff, and then Jumanji's trying to kill you through the app.
Oh my gosh.
And this movie also has stunts, which we have to talk. We just have to mention stunts.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That's it. It's not, you just mentioned it. I think you're gonna like bring up a point about it.
A Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Because the only scene that happens at Christmas is the very end.
Very end.
And
it's touching. I will say it gives me a warm-hearted Christmas feeling.
at the end, I just wish it was the rest of the movie. I think the third Jumanji, doesn't the third one take place at Christmas break? The one.
I think so.
That one actually is like around Christmas time. The one with Danny DeVito and all the people from the new Jumanji movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jack Black. I love you in that movie.
Oh, I love him. Aquafina. Aquafina is fantastic.
Yeah.
playing as. No, I'm not gonna spoil it. She's in the game, and the person who she imitates is spot on.
Really good.
All right, so that's Jumanji. We are.
This one gets harder.
We are 0 for 2 on Christmas movies. So next, what is the next least Christmassy Christmas movie?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to. Oh, this is where it gets really rough for me.
I have my pick, but
I want to. It has it in the title though. I want to say Black Christmas, but it's like on Christmas.
I mean, we can choose it.
Just trying to. Oh gosh, I know what my number one is, but
my number one too. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with Black Christmas. I know.
I think I disagree, but that's fine.
That's fine. I know.
It's all right. Black Christmas is a slasher movie from 1974. It stars Olivia Hussey and Margot Kidder as sorority girls getting stalked by a maniac on and around Christmas.
Yes.
I think it's Christmas Eve. I don't think they actually ever get to Christmas.
See, that's why. I'm just kidding. No.
Okay, so here's a trivia question. The director of this movie directed a different Christmas movie.
I already looked it up.
Movie what?
It was A Christmas Story. I Googled it.
Bob Clark directed a Christmas.
I could not believe that. I click on all the directors after I watch a movie. I'm like, why is he known for this? Was he in it? Or I was like, oh my, he wrote it.
It's like the third favorite slasher movie.
Yeah.
Of all, I think it's fantastic.
I've never heard of it, and now that I have, I feel like I've been lying to people that Halloween invented tropes.
Get it. And the thing that makes this one scary is the Billy killer in this. You never see him.
Yeah.
You see his hands. I think his face, like part of his face once.
Yeah, once. And he changes his name, so you're not sure if he's really Billy.
Who he is. You don't know where he is. You don't know how he's like. You don't know if he's somebody that we've seen in the movie. And then at the end, they give that big spoilers. They give that big reveal that like we never figured out.
No.
We caught him, but we didn't catch him. We actually didn't. He's just a maskless, faceless, crazy who's living in this house with these sorority kids.
And it makes because I know we used to talk about like the slasher universe. What a mastermind character! It would be so cool. Like,
it's got John Saxon who plays a cop in every slasher movie.
Everything.
This is 10 years before Nightmare on Elm Street, though.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This came out the same year as Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So it's kind of the original. I think the original slasher is called Peeping Tom, and it came out in 1960. But this is sort of the one that. This one inspired Halloween, which inspired Friday the 13th, which inspired everything else.
Everything. Yeah.
So this is sort of the one that
That's what it feels like.
Kicked off the slasher genre.
Yeah.
It's actually really progressive too. It's got that whole abortion subplot, which I was like, for the 70s, that's a bold thing to be like, I'm not keeping it. You have to root for that character.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah.
I love the sound in this movie. I don't normally like slasher sound effects, but this stuff hits. Like,
Yeah.
and even when she's on the phone, there's background sounds. The killer calls her, which is my favorite parts of the movie, and just says a bunch of weird stuff. But it sounds amazing.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch, there's a movie called Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. If you want to see the best horror movie sound I've ever seen, watch that one. Because they do this thing where they don't show you what happened. They just show you the aftermath and then play the noises.
Like,
imagine what was happening.
It's like the bear gut person.
Sucks. And this is so everybody thinks when a stranger calls, that's the one that made the call is coming from inside the house trope.
Yes.
Like the famous one, but this is actually the movie that did it first.
Yes.
That did the, oh my gosh, no, get out. The calls are coming where you're at.
Yeah.
Which is the only thing that gets me about this, because I have tried to call my own phone before. You can.
Do it.
So unless there's a separate phone line in the attic, I don't know.
Yeah. He set it up. He's up there. He set up his phone. Like, oh gosh.
Also not work in the days of caller ID. You'd be like, wait a minute, that's my phone number.
Yeah, okay.
What the hell? It's got cops who actually do their job. It has a red herring killer who you kind of expect the whole movie, but isn't actually the one. And it's got a creepy children's choir, which is exactly what that's the most Christmassy thing in the movie is when Margot Kidder's getting stabbed and the children's choir singing in the background.
Oh man.
I think that's.
And I feel. Yeah. I love Margaret Kidder. I'm so bummed she's like stuck in B movies. Even Superman is somewhat a B movie. I go through IMDb, it's all these like slasher, underrated B movies.
Yeah, I think the like most recent one that I remember is the second Rob Zombie Halloween movie, which is not good. She's the best Lois Lane though.
Yes.
Defined the character for the like live action portrayals.
Yeah.
And she's probably the best character in this movie.
Yeah, she's my favorite. I know I'm biased, but
I love Olivia Hussey in Romeo and Juliet. She is a wet blanket in this.
Yes, she is.
Huh? Yeah, she's the Juliet from the 60s Romeo and Juliet, which she wasn't allowed to see because there was nudity.
Yes. So funny.
I had to keep her because she was only 16. They were like, you can't go. There's inappropriate things. She's like, it's me.
It's me.
Whatever I want.
I've seen.
So when I was in high school, this is the best story about that. We watched that Romeo and Juliet, and the teachers all had this thing where they were supposed to basically that's like the end of that scene.
Yeah.
See her naked.
Yeah.
Supposed to hit the skip scene button because it jumps like 20 seconds and then it just goes on to the next thing, and nothing that happens is that consequential.
Yeah.
And the teachers always like jump, pause, tells you kind of what happened, and then you start watching it again.
Yeah.
Teacher hit pause, jump, and got stuck with her just like rolled over and sprawled out. And the part of it, because all the guys in the class were, except for like 3 of us, were goofing off. So they all were turned around and were like, "What? We missed it? No!"
Oh no.
There you go. That's the story from the time that my freshman English teacher basically flashed a class of 14-year-olds.
Oh my gosh. The only movie I ever watched in class was when we had a substitute for choir, and she played Lord of the Dance for some reason. I didn't want to watch. Like the river dancing thing. I don't know.
I have a feeling that they only had those. Like I think they came in. They were like, I don't know. They found 1 of 4 DVDs that were in the music office. And
yeah, that's exactly it.
The high schoolers were like, oh, Riverdance. I think this one also does a good job of building up the tension, which is something that I think like horror movies are the one genre where I'm like, you can be kind of slow
Yeah.
And it works.
It really works.
Because you get the butt clenching and you're sitting there like, when is it gonna happen?
Yeah.
And so then when it finally does spring out, it like works really well. And I think it's a real solid. It's not a feel good Christmas movie.
No.
But if you're not into that, this is a great choice.
This is great. Yeah, I like it's one of the best slasher films I've seen in a while. Which is
It goes for me. It's Halloween, Texas, and then this one. Yeah.
It's about except for I think Texas and Halloween are flipped for me. That's about it. Yeah.
You know, we have preferences. It's fine.
I can choose. Yeah.
That's how we do.
Yeah, no, I'm out. You thought Halloween was better than Texas? Oh, you're so wrong. Sorry, yeah.
It wasn't me, it was Grogu.
I still see it. I keep looking over me like, Grogu, what the?
Seeing the last 4 episodes of Mandalorian's gonna be real confused.
I don't even know like what's going on.
Well, and I love that they ended it too with Billy still there.
Yeah.
Like it ends with him still around, and there's no sequel to it.
Be cool.
I
mean, there's a remake.
Makes and they're both.
I almost, because when you brought it up, I thought there was only the new one. I almost rented the 2019 one, so I'm glad it did.
Yeah, no, just this one. That's when you sent Jumanji 2, I was like, I think he means the original. Maybe launch them all just to be safe.
Maybe. Oh man. Okay.
All right. That's great.
Plug on that one.
Let's talk about Batman.
Batman. See. Yep.
Batman.
Now we're on the same page.
I would say Batman Returns is less Christmassy than Black Christmas if you're asking me. But
yeah, my problem is I view it as a Christmas sequel to a movie. It's like Star Wars Christmas special for Batman, but good. But
for a while was my favorite of the 90s Batman films. I don't think it is anymore. I think the original is the one I actually like, but this one,
it's whatever I watched last. So this is my favorite now. If I go watch the other one, that one will flip back to my favorite.
And Robin, and that'll be your favorite.
It'll never be my favorite.
Going to put you on ice.
I thought I hate it. I love all of those movies. I love all 4 movies in their own way.
If nothing else, they're fun.
Yeah.
And I love that in the last episode of the podcast, if you've watched it, we talked a lot about Danny DeVito.
Oh no!
Pick the movie he was in.
I love Danny DeVito. What can I say?
He'll play, in my opinion, the horniest Batman villain.
Yes.
Like everything he says sounds like he just wants to do it so bad with anybody.
Oh gosh. So he plays the Penguin, which is my second favorite Batman villain. Black Mask is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. I love the fact that we see his origin story at the beginning instead of like any other character.
Which is a little different.
Yeah.
In the comics. In the comics, he's not actually like a mutant. He's just like a rich dude who's short and fat.
But it reminds me, there is a list of like best insults, like original insults, and my favorite is I want to be your dad so I can treat you like the Penguin's kids parents did in Batman Returns. It's just so awful. I don't know.
Moses him down a river.
Yeah, Moses him down a river. I guess you could say Moses' parent.
You know the best part, Paul Rubens plays his dad, Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
And he Gotham as his dad again, like 20 years later.
So weird.
So I thought both of them did, but then I remembered that Carol Kane wasn't actually his mom in this, which is a disappointment because she should have been.
Yeah. Okay.
And I love that the actual villain of this movie though is a corrupt politician.
That's all it is. That's why it's probably my favorite.
I was like, it's a business tycoon trying to be political. That's relevant to right now.
It is. And I don't know, Christopher Walken is just, he was born, I see him more playing heroes, but he's born to play villains. It's just like
creepy.
Yeah.
I want an edit of this where he's replaced Max Shrek is replaced by Shrek from the Shrek movies the whole time. I just think he turn around and he's standing there and it's just Shrek yelling shit. And it has Michelle Pfeiffer, who is I think the best Catwoman.
Yep, my favorite Catwoman.
I don't even think it's a combination. I think she is the best person who's played that part.
No, I mean, maybe people will say the TV show, but you don't count the TV show people because they're all corny. They're their own thing.
These are corny too, though. So
yeah.
Kind of the midpoint. Like you have the '60s one, which is goofy. You have the Christopher Nolan ones, which are like really, really dark and serious. And this is sort of like right in the middle.
Yeah. It's comic booky. That's why it's my favorite. Because
the first one feels like a Batman film. This is a Tim Burton movie.
It's a Tim Burton movie. Yeah.
Tim Burton movie. Everybody's pasty. Everything's black and white. Everyone's creepy.
Yeah.
There's no Johnny Depp or Helena Bonham Carter. That's the only thing that makes it not a Tim Burton movie.
Doesn't count.
It's got Danny Elfman doing the score, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Like, as much as everybody did the Hans Zimmer Batman score, I was like, this is way better. Yeah. This is so iconic. It's so memorable. And it's a good balance between dark and funny and goofy and over the top.
Yeah. I think this movie, it makes what I like, why it's Christmassy to me is because it feels cold the whole time. It's a really good sets of just snow everywhere in Gotham.
Yep. And I mean, most of the action takes place kind of in and around Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there's Christmas trees, there's Christmas themed stuff. The whole set is like takes place on Christmas Eve. It also has a very weird Moses alley. Yeah. With the penguin being like the firstborn and him trying to kill all the firstborns.
Firstborns, which is weird. It feels like Tim Burton had a bone to pick. It was something.
I think Burton walked into a bookstore and they had like Exodus open on some plate and he's like, that's it. That's
yeah.
It. I don't actually know if he wrote it. I'm assuming he did. I think he writes most of this stuff. I
assume.
And it has Michael Keaton,
who I will say is weaker in this movie for me than the first one.
He's better than the first one, but Birdman for president. So
for president, it's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Michael Keaton found the balance of Batman better than any other actor who played him.
Yeah,
that maybe Ben Affleck. That was a joke.
So I was like, are we about to go down?
Okay, so here's the thing. Michael Keaton was my favorite live action Batman until the CW verse just did their big like Crisis on Infinite Earths thing, and they made Kevin Conroy old Bruce Wayne,
which is perfect.
Kevin Conroy, who voices Batman in the cartoons, who is the voice of Batman.
It's because he's the only one who is the right, like not just Batman, but the only right Bruce Wayne. Like I think that's my problem with every other Batman actor. I'm like, you're not Bruce. Like I don't know.
I'm interested to see our Pats do it.
Yeah.
In the future, I think it's actually gonna be good.
That'll be good.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's kind of found the balance between kind of the same issue people had with all the different Spider-Men.
Yeah.
They felt like they got one side of it, but not the both until recently.
I'm still not quite there with Tom Holland.
I think he's close. I think he's good for what they're trying to go for.
He is the closest. And
I think this one has the best Alfred.
Yes.
Michael, I think it's Goff is the best Alfred.
Yeah. Is that the guy who stays Alfred for the rest of these?
He's the only character who's in. I think him and Commissioner Gordon. 4.
That's right. I was like, I think he died. It's going to die in a later one, but I couldn't remember if that was the same actor. So
dies in Batman.
Yeah,
and then they do some stuff. The Penguin Army at the end always makes me think of that scene from Austin Powers where he's like, "I want sharks with laser beams on there."
I know. It's like it's so goofy because in this movie it's supposed to be taken seriously. I was like, oh. It's doing it.
And the stupid penguin army just marching
down
the road.
And that, I guess the thing, the over-the-top evil plans that go on aren't quite as good as the first one. I think that's what's good because like the parade is still creepy when they're doing it. Like it's a celebration, but you know something really bad's about to happen.
Jack Nicholson's Joker is just like spot on that balance of a little too campy, a little too scary. Yeah. And he has that that sort of maniacalness that you're like, I'm not quite sure what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
But I think this one still works, and it feels like it's a good bridge. Like if you watch the four of them in order, when they jump from this to the Joel Schumacher one, like it's obviously there's a quality difference, but it doesn't feel like it's a stretch.
Yeah.
Feels like okay, it's doable.
Yeah.
And now I want to say there's like rumors that they're getting Michael Keaton back for something else in the future that's Batman related.
Should make him play. They can play the Joker.
There was talk of them doing like a Batman Beyond thing where Bruce Wayne to the new kid.
Would it be a great? I mean, if that twist happens, I'm gonna lose my mind.
He is my like third, fourth favorite MCU villain too. So
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. So, I think that's all I got on that one. But unless you have anything.
All right, Nate. What's the second? So is this one a Christmas movie?
Oh yes, yeah.
I think it is. I think it qualifies.
It qualifies.
I will say I think Black Christmas qualifies too. I know we didn't say it.
Yeah. No, I'd say 4. So the next two, of course, will. So 4 out of the 6.
Next two are only Christmas movies. Is less Christmassy.
I know people. I feel like people listening aren't going to agree, but Gremlins is less Christmassy.
We disagree.
Oh no.
The reason
and you did
that this one is more Christmassy than the other one that we'll talk about is that Gremlins is literally centered around a Christmas gift.
Yeah. But my argument is that Die Hard, like we all say, is just Home Alone.
We'll get that.
I know.
This is so Gremlins is also a horror comedy.
Yeah. 2
movies, both produced by Steven Spielberg, that ended up causing the MPAA to make PG-13.
Yes. Because
it's too gruesome for children, but goofy for like horror audiences.
Which I love.
Oh, and it's so good. It's
because now PG-13 just flies around. It's like maybe this one, that like that's perfect for it.
Yeah, this is a PG-13 movie. It's not because they didn't have it when it came out, but it
is.
Parents, it's PG, but it may not be something you want to show your 7-year-old.
Yeah.
It might scare them a little bit.
I want to say that's about how old I was when I watched it for the first time, though.
So. I was maybe a little older than that.
Because I watched it with you, I think, and I think you put it on, and I was young. So
I think this came into the camp of movies that Mom put on because she's like, "That's gonna be fine.
It's a classic." So it always was.
By the time she brought home Revenge of the Nerds and about. This is not appropriate for children.
No, and growing up and finally watching it, it's also just not a great movie. I'm sorry, people. I don't like it.
It did not hold up well.
No, it did not.
Say that. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Gremlins. It stars. I don't remember the kid's name. I didn't write it down.
I love him, but I can never remember his name either.
What's his name? And Phoebe Cates and Corey Feldman, who's in freaking every movie in the 80s.
We keep. I think this is our 3rd movie with Corey Feldman popping up. No, maybe just 2nd. Maybe it's Friday.
4.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I've watched 3 more movies with him in it. He was in an episode of Cheers we watched the other night.
That's weird.
Like really little Corey Feldman. He was like 10 or 11.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I mean he did in 4 years he did this, Friday, Goonies, Lost Boys.
Yeah. I think if you give, because I know there's that thing where you give, sorry, I'm getting off the movie. There's that thing that we had like the director making 4 good movies in a row who did the best. Mm-hmm. Corey Feldman might have the best movie streak.
Yeah.
Like, hit. Like,
I think Daniel Day-Lewis does only because he only takes a movie 15 years.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because he did he did There Will Be Blood, Lincoln, Phantom Thread,
Yeah.
right after another. The first fun fact, Gizmo was the first thing I ever won out of a claw machine. I won a Gizmo plushie. I don't know where it is now. I think it's still in Mom's house.
So good though.
I was like,
oh yeah, I remember that. It is around here. I've seen it.
yeah. I also had a Gizmo Furby, which was the best.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love it. Because he is one of my favorite fake like besides like Star Wars creatures, I love Gizmo. Gizmo is good.
You know who did his voice, right?
Mm-mm.
Howie Mandel.
Oh, that's right. I know. I always think that's like not a real fact, and then I just throw it out in my head.
Gizmo was like one of his first gigs in Hollywood.
Oh my gosh.
And there's actually like a bunch of really fun cameos from people. Like Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad is in this, like really young.
Yeah.
And who else? Oh, and Judge Reinhold, who was in all the Santa Claus movies, and I don't remember what he's done since.
No.
The child, Judge Reinhold was in at least 4 or 5 different movies that I watched, and I what happened?
No. Oh, there's that. I have to go watch the second Gremlins. I say I like the second one more, but now I've rewatched this and I'm like, I think the first one. I think I'm wrong.
One, half the people who get killed in this movie definitely deserved it.
Yes.
The old lady deserves it. The racist guy deserves it. The teacher, they do kill the black guy first.
Yeah.
Well, they actually kill the black guy first.
Yeah.
Which I didn't. I watched it.
This movie gave me the fear. I know everyone has this fear somehow. I know it comes from this movie of don't put your feet like next to an under surface because they'll get stabbed by something. Like
and freaking Stripe, who I always think is called Spike, but he's
I think I did that too. I don't know.
he's probably one of the best monsters. And if I was like the person who made the third one, I would want a gremlin Gizmo.
Yeah.
But he's not evil. He's just a gremlin.
He's just a gremlin.
Thing where Gizmo's like, I have to, become gremlin-y to stop the other gremlins.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
And so,
Instead, they made him Rambo, which didn't work for me.
Yeah. I do love this scene with him driving the little like RV car.
Yeah.
Around. I also want a music video with the YMCA in the background.
Yeah.
Spike or Stripe jumping into the pool and causing like the chain reaction of thousand gremlins.
It's like an apocalypse. I think the weirdest part to me though, when I'm thinking about it, is the mechanic who talks about gremlins at the beginning of the movie. There hasn't been gremlins around here. He went out of the country to buy this thing. How does this man know?
Oh, but he's just okay. So the dude's just being racist.
Yeah, I guess.
And the foreign shit breaks down because there's crap inside. They plant, it's everybody's drunk uncle during the, it's the guys right now who are like coronavirus is caused by 5G.
Yeah. I guess that's the thing. Do they ever call the creatures gremlins in this, or is that just what the nickname?
It's this guy when they're driving his house. He's like, oh, there's an actual gremlin in my car.
Okay, got it. That's why.
They can adopt the term gremlins from there on out.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the Mogwai is the little cute version.
Yeah.
And the gremlin is the awful lizard version.
Which I love. My favorite scene in this is the movie theater scene. I know it's a classic.
How much money do you think they spent just on getting the rights to play Snow White?
I never thought about that. Oh my gosh.
Disney movie, and that's a famous one. That probably cost them an arm and a leg.
Yeah. Oh, it's just great because they all just, even though they're evil, like you just love them all of a sudden because they start singing along to it, and you're like, I love these guys.
So good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And the it also is probably the darkest monologue I've ever heard in my life, which is the one Phoebe Cates tells about how her dad died in the chimney trying to be Santa.
Yeah. Henry Santa Claus.
That happened, and then I was like, oh my gosh, that's the darkest moment in this whole movie. In a movie which literally is like people getting run over and tossed out windows.
Yeah. I feel bad for the gremlin that gets in the microwave. I always have.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's gruesome.
That one's pretty bad. This was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then Stripe melting at the end is like terrifying.
Yeah. This is a movie that all its special effects hold up. I mean, of course, it's a little cheesy, but man, it looks good.
This is the thing. Practical effects work better.
Yes.
CGI effects can do stuff.
Yeah.
And there's maybe 3 or 4 movies I could think of where the CGI still is pretty good.
Yeah.
But like, if you can make it real, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Usually it takes less time. And it looks better.
I think even when I was a kid, I wasn't sure if Gizmo was real or not. Like in my head, my little boy head, like Gizmo looks and moves like a creature would.
That animatronic's good, just like this one.
So that one.
That one is also an.
Is he a gremlin? Is Baby Yoda a gremlin?
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Zach Galligan. I remembered his name. Not Lita.
Zach Galifianakis. No, different Zach.
His dad.
I think they're the same age.
They probably are, which is weird because I don't see them that way. They'll never be that way in my head.
No, and I love the scene where they're all in the bar, and I'm sitting there like I was sitting there watching it this time, and I was like, how has I don't remember Phoebe Cates' character's name, but I was like, how has she kicked out? Like, why is she still serving these things?
Yeah, what is going on?
But I do love the scene with the one with the 2 sock puppets.
Yeah. I guess I could see her boss coming out like they're buying like or something. Maybe they have cash.
Do they have money?
You don't know. Yeah, no. But
comments whether you think the Gremlins
have money.
Drinks.
They're not monsters. They're just gremlins.
Also, I don't know how Peltzer's wife didn't leave him at that point. Like that nothing he's built has worked. Just like oh man, and I don't know. This is one of the tropes in movies that I don't actually like. Is that every inventor is like a quirky, weird, bad at his job.
Yeah.
Thing. The best inventor in a movie is Wayne Selinsky from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes, because it works. It works 2 different ways. It does both things. It does. Yeah. I guess. Question for you: would you want a gremlin if dad came home with a gremlin for you for Christmas? Would you be like, "Yay"? You'd be like, "Oh no." I don't know. I don't see that as like a Christmas gift. That like, oh, I didn't get you a dog. I got you this thing that has rules.
Specific rules.
Yeah.
Which they break in an hour.
Yes.
Like one day. They've spilled water on him. They've blinded him with sunlight. And then they got him. And then they fed all the other ones after a minute. And I don't know why Gizmo's different. They don't ever really explain why he's like the one gremlin who's like, nah, I'm going to stick to the rules.
Yeah, I know.
It's good. And they also never define what after midnight means. I think it's after midnight before sunrise.
But that's my guess. That's what I've said to people.
That's my thought, but it's not ever specific because technically everything's after midnight.
Yes. I guess my rule that I find weird is the no water one. But I mean, can they drink water? If it goes in the mouth, is it okay? Like, is there like do they not need water?
Typically, don't get them wet.
Yeah. Oh, I guess So probably can drink water.
Like they can't consume it. I think it was specifically do not get the outside of this thing wet.
That's right.
And and this movie has the grossest scene of things eating chicken I have ever seen in my entire life.
Yucky.
To answer your question, I don't think I'd want a gremlin unless it was pre-trained.
Yes.
One from the pound.
Yes. Don't. Oh gosh. Perfect.
Is it a Christmas movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like my second favorite Christmas movie ever.
Yeah. That's it, and that's all the movies we watched. Thank you for
That I've been waiting for.
No, that's what I want to.
And
Oh gosh.
Prove that Die Hard is a freaking Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. That's why it's number one.
Die Hard, 1988. John McTiernan, who directed 3 of the best action movies between 1984 and 1990. Bruce Willis, when he cared.
When he cared. That's so good. That's so true. Uh-oh.
Worked with Bruce Willis post like M. Night Shyamalan. It was like he just doesn't give a shit.
No.
I'm here to make money. And Alan frickin' Rickman, who is, I will say, of all the celebrity deaths that have ever happened, that is the one that still hurts.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere is a big thing. Oh,
that one sucks. And this one uses the best Christmas song, which is the Run DMC Christmas tune.
Yes.
I think you are right. It is the same movie as Home Alone. It is a man defending
his house
from thieves.
Yes, that's all it is.
It's the same movie. Takes place
on Christmas.
Steve, I'll say this too. I spent the last 2 years in California. California Christmas is so weird because there's palm trees everywhere. There's no snow. It's not even cold. California does not feel Christmassy. You walk around, legitimately, there are palm trees with lights on them. Not Christmas trees, palm trees. Oh boy, you're frozen. I can hear you, but you're not moving.
Am I frozen again?
Oh, now you're back.
I'm back.
Yeah,
we're doing good for a while.
We're okay.
I'm back. Okay.
We're
good.
Yeah, it's the fun fact about this is it was supposed to be a sequel to a '60s Frank Sinatra film.
That's right.
Yeah. Got pushed back so much that then Frank was like, "No, I'm like 70 now. I don't want to do that."
Oh man, if he played Die Hard though, not Die Hard. If you played John McClane, a different movie.
They got Bruce Willis, who at the time was like a comedy TV star.
So weird. Yeah.
He wasn't an action hero. He wasn't the guy. And at the time, they were coming off of, the Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme was giant or super like athletic.
Yeah.
Said, let's get a guy who looks like I could be legitimately anybody.
Yeah.
And make an action movie where he kills a bunch of dudes who look like Schwarzenegger.
Yes, he does. And that's so funny because I was gonna say, I remember like every villain death because of how distinct they look, like a villain from every like movie in the 80s.
Yeah,
but all of them. Yeah.
You have the black nerdy hacker guy. You have the big muscle-bound Slavic dude. You have the like.
He's named like Carl. He has like the most like.
That actor was a ballet dancer.
Oh my god!
They got him because he was physical, because he could do the stuff. And if you watch a couple of scenes where he's fighting Bruce Willis, he does a high kick where he kicks like up to his face.
Oh my gosh!
And Alan Rickman plays the leader, Hans Gruber, who does possibly the worst German accent. Like, I love Hans, but it's not. There's not a lot of German in that accent. No. He's basically just doing his own voice.
Yeah.
And Reginald Val Johnson as Al Powell, who is played. I was trying to like go through. It was like, how many cops do you think Reginald Val Johnson plays? Every time I see him in something, he's in a cop uniform.
Yeah. Oh gosh, but this is where he shines. Yeah. I love the stuff that goes on outside of the. I mean, that's the thing about this movie. It's not just what's going on inside. It's what's going on outside with all the cops communicating.
And all the stuff outside. You have a smorgasbord of '80s villains.
Yes.
Elise. You have Dickless from Ghostbusters. You have the principal from The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Like, all working together to get this situation, and they all suck at their jobs.
They all suck at their job.
And they get parodied brilliantly in the second best Die Hard movie, which is Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yes. I don't care. I know people who don't like that movie. They're wrong.
That movie, like the day after this one.
Yeah.
All Black Mall Cop's on Netflix. Yeah, we're watching that. And I love that I was listening to it this time, and I was like, it sounds like this movie was written as a comedy, because some of the agents are named Johnson and Johnson, and some of the snappy comebacks and the way that they all interact with each other. It's like, this it's a comedy that John McTiernan took way too seriously.
Yes.
Worked.
Oh gosh. The helicopter crash looks amazing. It's one of my favorite.
I think that was a miniature.
Okay. Wow. I never knew that. I thought they just crashed the helicopter. It looks so good.
I look it up again. I think from budgetary reasons they built like a Nakatomi, like a 6-foot Tomy Plaza, and then also this movie has our intro in it.
Yes, it does.
How it comes from. We finally got there.
That's the Christmas spirit.
I forgot it was there, and then it happened, and I was like, wait a minute, that sounds really familiar. Oh, that's
our thing. Oh gosh.
And the other thing too is this does a good job of making each character who you need to care about like important. Even the sort of nonsensical henchmen, like they all seem to be different personalities.
Yeah.
You know, they don't feel like 12 of the same guy, which is a thing that a lot of, I think, action movies lately suffer from. Like, especially because we watched all those Fast and the Furious films, and I was like, you could replace 12 of these guys, and I wouldn't even.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
It's why this movie gets nominated for Oscars, and those ones don't.
I think one of them did.
Well,
I think the Charlie Puth song got nominated.
Oh, that's right.
But that's, that doesn't really count.
That's not. Movie song nominations for movies are like participation awards. You didn't help with the movie. You just were a part of it.
You heard it here, Frozen.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, this movie has taught me that you should never trust anyone who refers to someone as Booby.
Yes, never.
He's the worst character in this whole movie.
Oh gosh. Oh shoot! One thing I wanted to add is how quickly you get to the action in this movie, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to deal with the boring Christmas party for like half an hour or something happens.
And it does a good job of raising the stakes naturally.
Yes.
And a lot of action movies, one of the biggest things I hate with action movies is where plot gets involved and nobody you've met or care about dies. And they do a good job of setting up Takagi as like this really nice dude and he cares about his employees and you want to kind of root for him, and then they kill him.
Yeah.
And I said the second they kill Takagi, now you know that anybody could die. Because this is probably the most well-defined character in the movie at this point. And they just took him out.
Oh, it's so good. I never even thought about that. That's so good.
Because I think for a good action movie or a good horror film, you have to kill somebody we give a shit about early.
Yeah.
So we know that anyone could go.
Yeah. And I think unlike a lot of villains, I like the fact that you kind of get a sense that Hans is getting scared, which most villains are like, I still got this under control, but he's like, get that guy. Like, I can't, like, we're going to lose.
And there's an awesome scene where they run into each other and the terrible American accent. And then they have the, but it's such a, because it's like, you can't, you think you're waiting for one of them to pull the trigger and you can't tell who knows who.
Yeah.
Happens. It's like a double cross, and it's awesome. And I do love that Hans like is out thinking everybody, thinking the government agents because he knows their rule book. He's out thinking pretty much everybody but McClane.
Yeah, which is so funny to think if like McClane wasn't the building, plan would have been on so smooth. So it's like
got in, cracked the building, left, done.
Out.
I had to invite her distant husband. And
great. They're probably not together after this. They're probably
No, they are. Have you seen Die Hard 2?
I have not seen any of the sequels. So that was my guess.
Bad, 3's good, 4's bad, 5's really bad.
Okay, so that's why I stayed away from them.
Because it had Samuel L. Jackson in it. And
that's right.
But the second one is literally like the same movie at an airport. It's and they even make jokes about it. There's one point where Holly, why does this keep happening to us?
I do love that stuff though.
But what was I gonna say? And this is regarded as I think one of the best scripts for an action film because they set up everything well.
Yeah.
Explain that, like there's the thing in the airplane at the beginning of the guy being like, take your shoes off to, help calm your stress down.
Yeah.
And the reason John doesn't have shoes for the rest of the movie, so he's like struggling and he gets ass kicked.
I know, it's the thing. Oh, the glass. The glass is one of my least favorite things in movies, and somebody has to deal with it. It's just...
But like this isn't the Schwarzenegger impervious Superman. This is like, this guy gets the hell kicked out of him. And by the end of the movie, you're like, might die just from like what he's gone through.
Yep. Oh gosh. And see, that's the thing. John McClane is like the main kid from Home Alone and somewhat the burglars. So
I can't.
Oh dear.
Gosh, oh man. No, but yeah, I'm gonna say this. This is Home Alone for adults.
Yes.
It's so Christmassy. Like, people don't think about how much Christmas is in this movie.
Yeah.
But they play multiple Christmas songs. They're at a Christmas party. There's the like, ho ho ho, I have a machine gun line. There's all of the like, everything is super Christmas. John's in town because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
so
this
feel good.
Is a Christmas movie.
So I might watch it again on Christmas because I got nothing else to do. We'll see.
Watch it on Christmas. I watch this and Gremlins every Christmas.
Yeah.
They're my two. And then sometimes we watch The Grinch.
Yes.
Yeah. So
gonna watch the new Grinch?
The animated one?
No, the Matthew Morris. You do it. No, I won't do it. I refuse.
Drunk and Zoom and live stream.
Should though. We really should.
I found drinking games now that we, like hitting an age where I can drink, it makes it way better to watch terrible crap. Oh man, he died again. He's gone. He suffered. Come on, Nate. Recover. Come back to me. Nate. Blubby.
Hear me.
Blubby.
You hear me?
Hear you.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Half of Hamlet. I was waiting.
It's just going.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
Sonora Castle. Night.
Oh my gosh.
So these were the best Christmas movies that aren't your traditional Christmas movies. So next time we're gonna do the worst Christmas movies. Bad Christmas movies that we love.
Our Christmas movies.
I got some thoughts already. So, but until then, Nate, it's your turn to sign us out.
Garbage Day. So, Silent Night, Dead Night 2. It's the Christmas.
Yeah.
So, it's trash. It's a trash movie.
Trash reference and trash movie. All right.
Love you. Bye. Bye.